Scotty Bowman joins us, the senior advisor to the Chicago Blackhawks.
Well, he'll have an answer for that.
Well, we'll talk about a lot of things here. Mr. Bowman, how are you?
I'm very good. Robert, how you doing? John?
Hey, Scotty.
Big upset win today for Canada over the Norwegians. And
I watched it, yeah. These are not easy games, but I don't read a lot into it, Bob, honestly, because it's like a preseason game, really, because there's no harm, no foul, really, in these kind of games. And I think the toughest part, and it has to be adjusted, ice time. Right. That's your problem when you have these kind of teams. But I'm sure when you get down to crunch time, then you're playing it a little differently than you would today. That's my opinion.
We were just talking about the big ice and how much of a factor that was, and I wanted to get your take on it. I thought today, at least, because I watched the game with the intent of trying to see how quickly they could adapt to it. And it's not like these guys haven't played on it ever, but they don't play it on it regularly. And I thought instinct took over today, and they wound up playing a game like it was North American ice. A lot of stuff along the boards, jamming into the middle, defensemen, trying to run guys into the boards when they're 10 feet away from the boards, a lot of stuff like that. Did you see that too?
Well, I think the defense are going to be a real good factor for Canada because of the mobility. I mean, you get guys like Doughty and Weber and Peter Angelo and Bouwmeester and Keith. I mean, they're really terrific offensive defensemen. I mean, they that's going to be a big difference because on a big ice they're going to be open. Somebody's going to be open on a big ice, and I mean that's exactly what you're doing. But this is the first time these guys ever played as a team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, playing ball hockey in the middle of the summer is nothing. I think that's everybody reads everything into every line, but they were mixing players around today, trying to get ice time. I mean, it's amazing that I think the least amount of time for a forward was 9 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess it was. So I mean, you can't play with 13 forwards. I mean, you can when you're in a playoff series and you're playing, every team's playing 4 lines. But I think what you'll come down to when you get into that win or lose game, which you're going to be eventually, you're cutting back. I mean, you're cutting back, and you're playing with the guys that you have the gut feeling are going to take us home with a win, and that I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, and it's a big adjustment for all these players. None of these players ever played on their own teams with the amount of ice time they had today. I think he tried to give a little bit of more ice time to Crosby and Taves, and there was another one that played about 15 or 16 minutes.
Right.
But that's a way below their regular. That's 7-8 minutes below.
Well, in fact, I think Taves had the most ice time of any forward at 16-15. Scotty, that's a remarkably low number for a number 1 or number 2 center.
Well, what also happens, John, is the players in a game like this, they get. I mean, you could. For lack of a better word, you get players. They get cheating. I mean, they get cheating because, I mean, they're looking and saying, "Oh my God, I gotta look good to get ready for the big game, and I'm not going to be out there for 3 more shifts." And I mean, even as much as Mike's trying to shorten the shift, you can't shorten the shift in a game like that. I mean, the players are not going to shorten it. Eventually, they're going to catch on, but. That's the biggest thing I see is trying to get ice time for these type of players, and they don't have a rhythm when they're playing in that kind of. But when they get into an important one game set, you're not going to be divvying out ice time. Trying to worry about the individuals.
Drew Doughty, the best player on the ice for Canada today.
I like their defense. I thought he's a dangerous player because he's so mobile, and I know what Keith can do. Keith's got great speed, and it's a good skating defense. There's nobody that's going to really be tired. I mean, when they get down to crunch time, I don't think you're going to be playing with 7 defensemen. I mean, you can't. And unfortunately, in these type of tournaments, they let you dress up to 22 guys. I mean, probably be better if it was 16 or 17.
Yeah.
But it's tough on the players because they're not. This is they'll get used to it. I still have confidence that they'll they'll prevail. Look what they did on the face-offs. That's an important part of hockey. I mean, they're going to be pretty strong on face-off. The team, to me, that I'm a little susceptible about thinking about how good this team is. I don't know, is the U.S.
Right.
U.S. because I mean, you got a lot of snipers on that team. Now, can their defense? I don't think it can, but can their defense give enough that they don't leave their goalie out to dry? Because they're going to get good goaltending. We know they'll get good goaltending, but at the same time, I don't match up the U.S. defense with Canada's all around. I don't match them up.
Just to add, so everybody knows, the face-off percentages, Canada was almost at 68% against Norway today. So
that may not happen. I mean, I don't think it would happen again. Well, I know the U.S. Backus is pretty good. The U.S. is not that strong in the middle, really, when you compare to Canada for individual players. But that was phenomenal today. But from an American perspective, wasn't that the real difference? Was that a lot of people had not expected much out of Pavelski and Stastny and Kessler and Stepp and all those centermen? But those players are going to be good on this ice, John. The Kane and Kessel and these type of guys, if they match up the right guys, they're going to be making a lot of plays. I mean, they're going to get scoring. If their defense can get the puck to them and play half decent, because that Kessel and Van Riemsdyk and these guys, they got some chemistry, and Pavelski, he's a sniper. Kane, we know what he can do. Zach Parise, they got enough on the attack. I just don't know if their defense can really handle. I mean, if they play an attacking game too. I mean, if they, on the big ice, teams often they have a tendency to play that's why these European teams can hang on the score wise, because they don't get caught. They don't forecheck. They play the real trap. I mean, they're really back. And if the U.S. do that, though, that's not their style. I mean, can they to me they got to go full out and do a real good press on and get their turnovers and stuff like that. But if they play like the year, I don't know how they're going to play. We don't know that yet.
With Scotty Bowman. So Carey Price does everything pretty much they was asked to do. Only 20 shots, not a lot of tough ones. The one that beat him was off somebody's body. Didn't really have a chance on that. Where are you now on how this goaltending thing evolves?
Babcock said you can win a gold medal if you make a goalie change, but he doubts you can win if you make two. I have a feeling that he's going to come back with Luongo on the next game and back with Luongo on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, I have a feeling if Luongo gets enough work that I'm saying as long as Luongo could match up with what Price did. If Luongo goes in and I don't know if he's going to get any work. That's the problem with Austria. I don't know if they're going to be any. Are they as good a team as Denmark?
Well, they put 4 in against Finland today.
I think they're better offensively when you think Michael Grabner and Vanek and Raffel are there.
So to me, if Luongo goes in, I mean, Luongo has experience in the Olympics. He won the gold medal coming in to relieve it's a pretty tough job when you think of it, coming in to relieve Brodeur. I get that feeling that he likes Luongo and he knows what he did before. I mean that I could be totally wrong. I mean I don't think he's going to be alternating and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
I think he wants to treat this. I got to get a goalie ready, and I'm going to give them a game each, and then I will run from there. That's just my feeling.
If you're right, and he's sort of targeting Luongo as his guy, would you have gone this way? Carey gets the first one, Luongo then plays the rest of the way, unless all hell breaks loose?
I would have done it that way, because they play again Friday, and they don't play till Sunday. So what the hang, 2 days. I don't think he's going to alternate, because I mean the bigger test is coming Sunday.
Right.
Finland, we know, is a much stronger team than these two.
Right.
That they're going to play. So that's going to be a telltale game. And I don't know how good it'll be, but I just have that feeling that he likes the way Luongo plays, and and the team has a good record with him. So that's just my feeling.
Hey, The pros have been going since 1998, Scotty. You were still an active coach when that occurred.
Yeah.
Do you regret not having been more involved with the Olympic program?
Yeah, I do. I wish I could have. I had one chance, but I had to get knee surgery, and I think it was when maybe it was. I'm trying to remember. Glenn Sather. When did Glenn?
Glenn ran the World Cup in '96.
Oh, that was the one then. They were a little upset at me because I had to have surgery, and I kind of told them a little bit, maybe not soon enough, and I think that's what happened. And I think I got on the X on the bad books,
Doghouse.
Sure. I think so, but no, it is true, and I don't, John. I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of this again. I just have that feeling. I don't see us. I mean, unless there's a carrot that we haven't seen yet, I don't know if we're going to go for this Olympic stuff.
I don't know if I didn't know you spelled carrot CASH.
Now, is Zetterberg out for the tournament?
Apparently, he's got a herniated disc, and he's listed as day-to-day.
Well, no, he has that. That's why he missed. He just missed 3 weeks with the Wings.
Yeah.
And he has a back that flares up every year for the past 3 or 4 years. I mean, he's a real game guy. I mean, he plays hard. He might be their best forward.
Yeah. Well, you know what the thing for them is that if he can get it, if the team can get to the second round, they can buy him almost a week's rest.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they could, and it's big on and being a European player, you're right. The Olympics are huge in Sweden. It's a big tournament. I mean, the way they rate these tournaments, and that's a pretty decent team. I mean, they didn't look that good yesterday, but I thought Lundqvist showed what a goalie can do. I mean, it's against Czechoslovakia, or Czech Republic, but I mean, in the third period, he made a half a dozen really terrific saves, and I mean, that's the problem with these type of tournaments. You get against a goalie like that, and you can outplay the other team, and you could lose too.
Before we let you go, when all is said and done, who takes the gold medal here?
I'm still back in Canada. I'm back in Canada. I think I'm a little nervous about, like I mentioned, I'm nervous about the U.S. Russia, to me, like I still look at the lack of discipline. I mean, they got a lot of skill. We got to know that. I saw them win. I saw Russia win the World Championship when I didn't give them much of a chance. That tournament they played in was in Quebec and Halifax.
Right.
A few years ago, John.
Kovalchuk scored the winning goal, right?
Yeah, that's right. And the penalty, that's right. They shot the puck over the glass. But I don't like. I'm seeing Ovechkin play long shifts yesterday, staying on. I mean, can you do that in a big game? I mean, can you play undisciplined?
Nope.
They're very skillful, but boy, can those guys beat a team? Because we don't know.
Yeah,
I'm leaning to Canada. Really, I really do. I'd be very disappointed.
I know we got to go, but you had knee surgery. How's your knee?
I'm doing well. I had a good surgery. 3 weeks out. Had a little setback at the beginning, but I'm ready. I'm not on the IR now. I'm coming off.
Attaboy.
Okay, boy.
That means we need strokes on the back nine, Scotty.
Yeah, man.
Okay, thanks.
See you soon.
Bye.
Scotty Bowman, Senior Advisor to the Chicago Blackhawks, one of our all-time